Hey everyone, History Mystery Man here, coming to you today from Brownsburg, Indiana at the annual HARF, Hoosier Auto Racing Fans Awards Banquet. And what a big show, full house. And talk about some superstar status. Tony Stewart is here. Johnny Parsons Jr., a 12-time Indy 500 starter. Mel and Don Kenyon are here. Justin Grant, Cody Swanson. That's an all-star cast for sure. And me, the History Mystery Man, I won't leave me out. I'm here too, and couldn't be happier about it. Welcome to the American Legion Hall in Brownsburg, Indiana. Let's go see what's inside.
What we would like for you to do when you come up is to come up to this side of the stage. We'll present your award, and you can stand in front of here as a great backdrop for any pictures. That way we can keep things moving along.
Cody, just real quick, are you going to mix and match your Silver Crown season like you did last year?
Some, but not quite as much as last year. Playing ahead a little bit better. She'd run for Doran on the pavement and Dyson on the dirt, so it should be fun.
Okay. 5-time champion or 6?
6 now.
6. Wow,
It's been fun.
I bet. Any SRX plans or?
No.
Know?
I mean, none that I'm aware of yet. I'd sure love to do it, but it's a really neat opportunity to get to do once, and excited for more local guys to get a chance to be part of it.
Did you get home for Christmas, California?
I did.
That's really cool.
Good to see everybody, family out there, and had a great holiday.
Thanks for coming. It's a big deal to have a 6-time Silver Crown champion in the house. Thank you so much for being here.
I love that video you guys did. I did.
First of all, I know you're busy. This is so super cool that you're here at the HARF banquet. Do you feel essentially duty bound to be here, or do you want to be here? Where are you at on this?
Definitely not duty bound by any means.
Yeah.
But, I remember what it was like when I went to my first HARF banquet, and I remember what it was like the year that I got Driver of the Year and how much it meant to me. And a good friend of mine's getting an award today, so wanted to be here to support him. And we got, I think both of our champions from the TQ series are here, so to see them, I don't know if I'm going to still be here when they get their award, but I'm proud of those guys for their accomplishments the last 2 years, and proud of what HARF does for the state of Indiana and what they do for auto racing here.
Yeah, I've got a 4-part series on Alan Barra coming out. I spent all day with him Wednesday. He talked a lot about you. One of the things I really appreciate about you, Tony, is you seem to have a big appreciation for the pioneers of this sport, the people that came with before the roll cages and all that. And I think that's so cool. What do those pioneers mean to you?
Well, they had bigger balls than we all had, for sure. A bunch of us were sitting here talking about how racing's kind of changed here recently, and how these young kids get in there and they don't have any fear, and it doesn't make them heroic because they don't have any fear. They don't have any fear because the cars are safer than they've ever been, and it's hard to get hurt in some of these cars. I mean, it still happens, and we see guys getting hurt, unfortunately, still.
Not like it used to be.
You hate, but the risk versus reward, I mean, these guys crash, and they're 14, 15 years old and 13 years old, and they don't have a dime in the race car, and so there's the risk versus reward isn't there, and so to see these guys, everybody thinks it's heroic. It's not heroic. The guys that were heroic were the guys that had to pay the bills, that had to drive the tow rigs, that had to build the cars, that had to fab up pieces, didn't just buy pieces and bolt them on the car.
And work their 60-hour-a-week job doing it.
And had the risk of, if they crashed, knowing how bad it could hurt or kill them.
Yeah.
So that's when it was heroic. So it doesn't mean that the racing's not good. The racing's as good, if not better, than it's ever been, but it's just a different style.
Yeah. The success of the SRX series usually takes a few seasons, years to get them good out of the gate. You were really good out of the gate. Did the success of the tour surprise you?
I don't think any of us knew exactly what it was going to be. We knew what we wanted. We knew what, we believed in our concept and what we were trying to produce, and we were all happy with the results. I think the fans showed us what the success of it really was in the ratings each week. So, the viewership and the fans' response, that was that was the payoff for it. It really wasn't it wasn't for us. I mean, we all had fun as drivers. The crew guys had a great time. I mean, for the crew guys to literally be on the road for 6 straight weeks was impressive. But to see the fans' reaction, that was the payoff for us.
Do you ever take a day off and just do nothing? Like,
no, I mean today. We're at the HARF banquet today, and
where do you go from here?
I have to go back down to my ranch. I have go bowling contest winners that are showing up at 4 o'clock.
Oh my God!
At least I'm getting a day away from the shop, which we've been 7 days a week at the shop here recently. So
the shop, what shop?
The sprint car and NHRA shop here in Indiana.
I gotcha. You looking forward to getting down to Daytona, or?
Yeah, I mean, our guys are working hard to finish getting cars ready. The hard part was just getting all of our cars. So getting cars ready for LA and the Coliseum, and getting ready for the Daytona 500 is a big deal.
So there's no days off for Tony Stewart. You don't just take a day and, I don't know, watch football, turn on the television. That doesn't
really
happen.
It's hard to. I mean, especially the off season. I mean, I don't think people truly realize how busy the off season is. You actually, once you go to your first couple events, you actually start slowing down a little bit. So, I think everybody gets excited when the trailers leave the shop because everybody gets to kind of catch their breath. But it's, I think people think that we kind of cruise along through the winter and work on stuff, but it's when you're busy is trying to get ready for the season to start.
What's your level of respect for Ken Schrader?
I never really liked that guy too much. No, I love him. I mean, he's second on my all-time hero list behind A.J. Foyt.
Really? He's that high up?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that. I knew A.J. Foyt was 1, but I did not know Schrader was number 2.
I love Schrader. He, anybody that'll race as much as he does, and he does it because he loves it. I mean, it's not because he has to do it. It's truly because he has a passion and love and desire to do it, and he has fun. He it doesn't matter how good or bad a night it is, he still finds a way to have a good time, and that's, I always want to try to be more and more like him.
One more. Alan Barra, give me your take on Alan. You guys have become friends over the years, decades actually. Your thoughts on Alan Barra?
Yeah, I think, no matter what I do the rest of my life, I could stay up 24 hours a day and not be awake as many hours as Alan's been. He, when I met him, he'd sleep about 4 hours a day, and I was sleeping 8 to 9 hours a day to try to get caught up. And Alan's just one of those guys that even when Alan was in his 60s, I wouldn't have wanted to make him mad. I wouldn't have wanted to go toe to toe because he'd break you in half. But Alan's a great race car driver. He's a great person. He's a great not only student of the sport, but he's also a great teacher of the sport, and teaches a lot of these young guys how to appreciate motorsports and what it took to get to that level.
Awesome. How many hours of sleep do you get?
Not enough.
Not enough?
Or at least it seems like not enough.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm one of those that needs too much.
I can only believe it. I just think it's so cool that you chose, with your schedule and all the things on your plate, that you chose to be at the HARF banquet. I think that says a lot about you, and I think it's super cool. Appreciate you being here.
It's important to me. I mean, I don't get a chance to make many of them, and because of what we're doing at the shop and building race cars right now, it's like I said, we're kind of double dipping today with our schedule, but it was important to me. Like I said, a good friend of mine's getting an award, and that means a lot to me. So this organization means a lot. It's been around long before I was here, and it's going to be here long after I'm gone. And what they do to support racers in this state is a big deal.
Awesome. Is Kyle Larson the best driver in America?
I think right now he is.
Yeah, probably a good choice. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Tony. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, I got my interview with Tony Stewart.
For you.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that was cool. That kind of made my trip worthwhile outside of talking to you. I mean, what gets better than that? And we'll sit down with you one of these days, Butch Wilkerson. I'm gonna come visit you. And so what you need to do is dig up some old photos, back in the old days.
I don't have any of them.
You don't have? Who's got them?
I don't know. I burned all one that I have.
What'd you do that for?
42 years ago.
You burned your photos?
Yeah, after I got hurt.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about that. Alan, congratulations.
I'd like to have them today.
On your, I think you're going in the HARF Hall of Fame today, yes? Do I have that right? And I know that's a big deal for you.
Yes, it is.
And I came all the way from Toledo, Ohio, again, and twice in 1 week to see it. So thank you so much.
And your interview thing was just super for me.
Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. Kelly, I'm going to remind you one more time. I gotta have that photo.
I'll get it to you.
Okay.
I promise.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. How's the chicken? Yeah.
That's Ohio, Indiana. It's everywhere.
The thing that we was Brian got shot.
Do you have your 2022 season set in stone? You know what's coming at you this year?
Yeah. So we'll be back in the RMS midget, the top sprint car, and the Himmelgarten Solar Crown car, and then we'll be all three national tours again, and then we'll sneak in some local sprint car stuff as well.
How many races did you get in last year?
I think I ran like 93 USAC national shows, and I think
That's
I ended
amazing.
up like 115 or so with everything.
Sounds exhausting.
It was a long year. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be just about as many this year.
Yeah, I mean, are you a frequent flyer at the HARF banquet? Is that something that's always on your calendar?
I've been off and on over the years. I haven't made it every year, but I've been to quite a few of them.
Well, it's cool that you're here and chose to be here today. That's really big.
Yeah,
for a USAC champion to be in the house. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Wow. How you doing? Hey, Brenda. Hey, Don Radeball here. Do you know how to get in touch with Paul Hazen? Or do you know Paul Hazen?
Oh, yeah.
I think I'd love to interview him. I mean, wouldn't he be good?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as he's been doing it since the 1950s.
Yes, he would be excellent. Yes.
Do you know how I might get in touch with him?
I know he lives up by Columbia City.
Okay.
You got Paul's number? Dave's got Paul's number.
Okay. What I've always wanted to ask you, Johnny Parsons Jr., what do you remember about your dad? Did you have a good relationship with your dad?
Of course, yeah. I remember Dad was great. Yeah. I mean, we could go on and on.
I know.
Memories with Dad, but he was the kind of guy that really took time with people, fans, the media. He had several media awards because, you know, if you were in a hurry with your dad to go someplace and somebody from media or somebody like yourself wanted to stop and talk, he would just take all the time it took. But he really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Sharing too.
Do you remember his victory in 1950? I don't know how old you were then, but do you remember those moments?
I do. I was about 5 years old.
Really?
And I was living with my grandparents in the town I was born at, in Newhall, California, about 30 miles north of L.A. And it was a neat little community. We didn't have television then. When they did get it, it was black and white. But I remember standing up next to a little stand, little table holding a radio. And the radio was on, and my grandparents and maybe my uncle, and we were standing there. I was hanging up, looking at it and wondering what's going on. I heard my dad's name mentioned once in a while. Back then, it was on a national radio syndication, and they came in every half hour with an update. It wasn't a constant broadcast. So they came in a half hour and said, looks like it might rain, and my dad was leading the race. And next time they came back, and it was over, and everybody was all happy about something. But I do remember that.
That's so cool.
It was.
I know they filmed the movie that year, To Please a Lady, with Clark Gable.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet him?
Didn't meet Clark Gable, but no. To Please a Lady, Dad told me stories about Barbara Stanwyck and him and how much fun they had. Dad was hired as a consultant, and Gosh, it was great memories. I love seeing that old movie, and he had a great time with Clark Gable, Barbara Stanwyck.
I'll tell you what, you look good. You really do.
For 77 years old.
Are you 77? You
Yeah,
look good.
I
You look
have
very
to.
youthful.
Well, thank you.
You do. I mean, you look like you could still climb into a sprint car. I don't know if that would ever interest you. But does it?
We'd like to think so. I was lucky. I'm blessed to be able to do the many things I did.
Well, you did it for a long time.
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to make sure I wouldn't regret retiring too early. So I drove a Silver Crown car till I was like 63.
Yeah, that's so
enjoyed
cool.
every minute of it, and I feel very blessed that back then, when you're driving sprints and working your way up, hoping to get to Indy, back then in the day, I was right at the cutoff where the car owners from Indy car owners would actually go out and send somebody out to scout for talent.
Those days are gone, aren't they?
What a concept.
I know.
And I go to these sprint midget
Bring in your
races.
helmet bag, hoping to pick up a ride.
That's how I got my first midget ride. Santa Maria, California.
Seriously?
I was 19 years old and sitting at the pit gate. They were ready to hot lap, and guy came in, didn't happen to have a driver. And one of those rare things where there weren't any extra drivers around, but he took a chance, and I was forever grateful. But yeah, we've been blessed over the years.
Well, you survived that era when so many guys did not. I mean, you go back to, before they had roll cages on the dang things.
I did. I ran for about 5-6 years. Unfortunately, when I got upside down without a cage, I survived. A couple of them were very close, but had I kept running without a cage, I probably wouldn't have survived because I had some pretty. But I was a stooge when I was in grade school, high school, at the racetracks, and knew some guys that didn't make it,
Yeah, sure.
So I knew going in, even before I started driving quarter midgets at 12, that I'd seen some friends of my family and guys I knew pass away and get killed in race cars. And so I knew the story going in, and I chose to do it, and didn't regret it.
How many starts do you have in the Indianapolis 500? I'm not putting you on the spot, am I?
Not at all.
Okay.
No, I was blessed with starting in 12 races at Indy.
Wow, that's fascinating.
That's
a big deal.
Without bringing a sponsor to a team was what was a big deal about it. Yeah.
What was your best finish at the Brickyard?
I finished 5th on 2 occasions. Yeah.
Twice?
Finished 5th behind Foyt's last win, 1977. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in 85, I subbed for another driver, and we ran 5th then with a very ill-handling car. So we were
so
blessed.
Cool.
Yeah.
To say I drove in the Indianapolis 500 once is a big deal. You can say it times 12.
Yeah, I was blessed. Yeah.
That's so cool. What do you do to fill your days these days? Do you pay attention to racing? Do you care?
Oh yeah. I go to memorabilia shows, enjoy, the HARF banquets and things like that. And so, my brother-in-law and a few guys will go to a sprint car race, Silver Crown race, maybe once or twice a year. And I know a lot of the guys coming up, younger guys, and just still enjoy it. Yeah.
Was you were a young kid when you were racing with Raleigh Beal, who was one of my first heroes. Did you have a lot of respect for Raleigh Beal back then?
Like everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
His presence was huge. And,
it was.
And the guy was so talented that you couldn't help but respect the guy. And then even more respect when he became a USAC official after he retired.
Of course.
So, and we still got along.
Yeah, that's helpful. Was that the best era of USAC sprint car racing, late 60s, early into the mid 70s?
I was blessed to be in it. It's hard to say what the best era was in any different area range, but gosh, technology was getting better. They just came up with the roll cages and
Would you say that Kyle Larson, is he the best race driver in America today? Your thoughts on him?
I know it's hard to say who's best or best ever or currently because there's so much talent.
Sure.
Cody Swanson is so good.
Still
and some
is,
of these guys don't get a chance to go on up to the IndyCar level, and I know they could do it, but it's just heartbreaking to see so much talent not able to continue to pursue other avenues in racing. But I think Robin Miller mentioned to my sister before he passed away, just a short time before he passed away, that he thought Kyle Larson was probably the best he'd seen, and that's quite a compliment. But for me to say who was the best, because over the ages there's so many different challenges with the cars and the tracks.
And you raced with so many over the
I was
years.
blessed,
the Poncho
yeah.
Carters and the Bettenhausens and the Larry Dixons.
And some guys did it without big engines or without
Sure.
without propylene oxide and other thing. But those guys are still good. It's just that somebody had to find a little advantage there. Is that human nature or what?
You had a great career, and it's really an honor to speak with you. It's, you know what's cool? That you're here, because there's lots of things to do in the world,
Sure.
and you chose to be here today. I think that's
I've been
cool.
looking forward to it. This is my preference because I remember before I started racing, I used to come. My parents would bring me in.
Yeah.
My superstars would come here, so hey, I got to come see some more superstars.
Cool.
My
And you're
pleasure
one of
talking
them
with
here
you.
today. Yeah.
No,
Yes, sir.
I'm just a survivor.
Get in there. Get
Always
in
good
there.
to see you guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank
You too. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Hey, Cody, is Kyle Larson the best driver in America right now?
It'd be hard to argue that, wouldn't it?
That's what I'm thinking,
Yep.
but I was
Yeah.
wondering what you were thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to argue that.
Keystone and 96th Street. Yeah.